there's tankers falling down or if there's any pipeline spilling, people should avoid that place because of danger involved.
It's very dangerous to be found in such places. So anybody that sees such a thing should just get away as fast as possible. Instead of trying to scoop fuel for their own use, their lives are more important.
When I see a tanker fall, I run from that place entirely because I know that something bad will come out at the return. It may be at the result of packing the fuel, or maybe fire may come from nowhere because it's a flame.
One is supposed to sympathize with the owner of the fuel that, not to go and start scoping. Then fire may come and the person will die.
First of all, I will run away from there. I will pursue anybody where you try to come close to the tanker because of their lives. If fire catch the motor, you go kill them.
So I advise people to run for their life. Safety first. It's not money that matters.
Careful. Save yourself first. Forget about how much you want to make from whatever fuel or anything. Just save yourself first.
Call on to those that are responsible, maybe the police or anybody, security agents, to come and see where it has happened, for them to do what is appropriate, and they should run away. There's no point going to scoop it for whatever reason. It's their own lives they are risking.
The act of scooping fuel from falling petroleum tankers or vandalized petroleum pipelines is a very dangerous act that could lead to destruction of lives, property. Petroleum products are highly inflammable, and you are advised to stay away from scooping petroleum products from tankers and ruptured pipelines. You are kindly urged to spread this information. And that's it on this segment. Please stay tuned for the rest of the program. Hello, thank you for joining us again on this enlightening segment of the program. My name is Abigail Ojobo. Did you know that the Integrated Data Services Limited, IDSL, is an upstream strategic business unit of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC? The IDSL was established in 1988 as a subsidiary company of the NNPC to provide seismic hydrocarbon exploration services in the local and international oil and gas industry. Did you know that the IDSL currently operates a 100% wholly owned seismic acquisition crew? Did you also know that IDSL's Data Processing Center, DPC, located in Port Harcourt, has had a 3-year consecutive massive upgrade and currently has the largest processing capacity in Nigeria? Now you know. Please stay tuned for the rest of the program.
Hello and welcome to Global Crude Oil Outlook. Oil rose, supported by an organization of the petroleum exporting countries OPEC Plus decision to stick to its plan to restore supply to the markets gradually and by the slow pace of nuclear talks between Iran and the United States. Brent rose 48 cents or 0.7% to $70.73 per barrel, while United States West Texas Intermediate WTI crude futures rose 38 cents or 0.6% to $68.10 per barrel. Analysts also say that the slow progress of Iran nuclear talks provides breathing room for demand to catch up before Iranian oil returns to the market. Meanwhile, the Market Intelligence Department of NNPC's London office reported that the OPEC Plus reached a swift consensus to stick with its plan to gradually increase crude oil production, brushing aside concerns about the potential return of large volumes of Iranian oil to the international market. Oil ministers from the alliance spoke in optimistic terms about the outlook for the global economy and oil demand. And that view seemed to be vindicated by oil prices, with Brent crude futures settling above $70 per barrel. OPEC Plus ministers decided not to make any changes to the plan that they originally adopted in early April to roll back some of their production cuts and gradually increase their output in May, June, and July. The phased increase of 2.1 million barrels per day includes the reversal of an additional voluntary cut of 1 million barrels per day by Saudi Arabia. And that's it on this segment of the program. I am Owigo Okolo.
That's the package. Thanks for being part of it. Major highlight is the ecosystem which we should restore, doing those things that we need to do to help the ecosystem and stop those things we didn't need to do to also help the ecosystem. Have a great week ahead.
NTA Tuesday Live, analytical, in-depth, educative and interactive on national issues accommodating all sides of opinions.
We as a people have understood that we have to fight corruption before it fights us back.
Poverty has a financial index, so it should be fought also with a financial weapon. Give it to the social investments program. It has been a very courageous battle.
Tuesday Live, every Tuesday at 10:30 p.m. Join us.
This is the network service of the NTA.
Hey, Chidi. I don't go.
You don't come?
Oh, yes.
Don't tell me you're back. What says the time? You have closed for the day?
Oh, yes, Chidi. You don't say today na my first day for work, so I can't look and say as a professional that I am. You know, could make sense. Say I just come go use the whole day now, making all come begin the provoke for me. Come talk, say me, I get the guy. So I say make I just come so that you know I know the ethics of this profession. If you know what I free do with this work, only you go shock. It go choke you because as I did so, me I won't even try to impress you.
My sister, we all must be careful. Eh? In fact, carefulness is the key word. Times have changed.
True, if I can recall, when we were small, it was completely different.
I'm nurse.
Now what is this? Ego.
Now me, how now?
How change come for this Europe?
It's been a while.
See, I said go fine, come back.
I like your wig.
Even me, I like your hair too. You're not fat where I come back. I don't want you that day. Say before you travel, say maybe not
leave me. Leave me alone, Sabek. Make I enjoy my life.
I dey see her.
You only live once, Sabek.
Ego, I'm not happy with you.
What's I do?
That thing when you promised to buy come for me, you know, do not do that.
No, I sent it. I sent it to you.
And
you didn't receive it.
I did not receive it at all.
Okay.
But before that one, what brought you to my chemist? Now we not talking my day again now. Now you dey talk for my ear. It is very good for you to hold your body as a woman. Not be just to dey born. Not even dey talk just now. Hold your body, then you go fit control the number of children when you want. Now that your prescription that you want?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. The price is still the same.
Okay.
You never change at all. But you must ensure you eat very well before taking it.
Yes, definitely, definitely.
Ego.
Okay.
And your face be this, so.
Don't worry, once I get to the house, you'll hear from me.
Okay, let me believe that. I still expect my gifts. This time, and another one I want. I don't want the first one at the best.
Don't worry. I'll surprise you.
Okay, good. Take care of yourself. Ego. Hey!
Omo, that thing, I never escape.
Omo, no, you tell me which ordinary dead man. Omo, with the fuck up, dead man, I swear now they run away from. Ordinary dead man, now all of us, big people like this, they run away from. They tell me, say, which narrow escape? They tell me now, which narrow escape? Which waiting cause of us, we do the Sanko?
See, Bullet, who na dey that Sanko? Even Babalawo dey there. I know on a very, very dark world. See, my brother, whether na big do film or an ambulance do film, you jack bow. We move.
Now wetin I dey try explain be that. See, we not tip the car. Exactly, I like that one. But we collect money.
I don't understand how much you collect. People they see better money. How much with this money where they talk about where you collect? People they see better money collect. People they see better money collect. They talk say you collect money. See, I tell you, not be every WHO and be World Health. See, some mean say who you be, how much we even collect. You talk. People they collect. This value 5 and 4. Wait till me the different.
1. And we don't forget say from that 5K na there you chop for 2 days. And God himself talk say if you are grateful for the little one.
I know this is great. See, Bullet, where you see this bunny bring come here? Where you pick this one come from?
I beg. No, they give me title because I sit here with no mean say please.
I don't understand. Bullet, see, one day this girl will come tell us say no they pray before we get any mission. I they tell you.
I beg you. What's even wrong with what I just said?
Let me say, set and go church with that.
Even talk choir master join.
Yeah.
I beg. Wetin bring Satan and church join now? Wetin bring Satan and church?
Totoma even tell you wetin happen the other day.
Wetin happen?
Thank you.
Honestly, if that girl was with her mama and papa, she would not have been so raped. That is it. Why will she not talk? Was she not there when the husband they begin do winnie wananana on top of her? I beg you. If na me be that girl, mama. If na me be that girl, I try. Make women dey try. You must marry that girl. You must marry that girl. Why not? I don't want to know if the wife na soldier.
I want to buy paracetamol.
I may make her attend to another customer. We never finish. What is wrong with you, paracetamol?
I have headache.
Since when now?
Started this morning.
A fine woman like you not supposed to be sick. You just check your BP at all, so.
I know they check, I'm sure.
Why? you will have to come to my chemist next week for checking.
Okay, no problem.
But I will give you just a cap of paracetamol. Okay. That will do you. Let me write how you take it.
Okay, no problem.
It's just 200 naira per cap. Make sure you eat very well, as I always advise my customer before.
Thank you, ma.
No change. Leave this one for Auntie Nosy.
No problem.
Make Auntie Nosy take this one, drink water now. Customer. I beg, but this they pay me, my friend.
What's your job?
I help people grow all kinds of things. I help people keep and grow their money, so later they come back when it's bigger for themselves.
Occupy, you're a magician!
Just like a pilot, I help people move from where they are to where they want to be.
Thank you, Occupy.
ARN, invested in your tomorrow.
The place and it brighten, make everybody be wonder. Waiting because of the shine. Lush hair, long hair or short doesn't matter. Crochet or dreadlocks can be better. Only for girls we know better. Lush hair. So you want to slay with swag. Gotta be lush hair, gotta be lush hair. Straight or curly, you know they tango. Lie, gotta be lush hair. Gotta be lush.
Beautiful people know how to make an impression, and that's why they only trust Lush Hair Extensions to bring out the shine in them. Lush Hair, be beautiful.
You clean your teeth every morning, but that fresh breath feeling just doesn't last. The answer? Easy. You keep your teeth strong and healthy, and give your mouth long-lasting fresh breath. With new Oral-B 2-in-1 toothpaste. It helps strengthen your teeth and gives you long-lasting fresh breath.
So fresh, still fresh, and still fresh.
Stay strong, stay fresh. New Oral-B toothpaste for strong teeth and long-lasting fresh breath.
If that evening wife be soldier, that will not concern me. Every woman is born a soldier. That is it. Not when it concerns my child. Oh, my child's future is at stake. At stake. I'm telling you. Now they tell you why she not open her mouth up. If begin let the husband they do winnie. Can you imagine? At the end of the day they cry up and down. I beg it. Women, we get our own. We get.
Hello, ma.
Hi.
Give me tramadol. So can you get?
Tramadol?
Yes, ma'am.
It's not just by give me the medicine for if you get. That is not the problem. I get the tramadol. The problem is that to give you na big wahala now.
You try to talk now. Shey you get you no go give me and wait till you talk.
Wait, so we don't give it like that again. Are you with your doctor's prescription? That is not the new law here.
So now that one you want to talk.
And this is what you would have done before. Now before you enter here, you must show your prescription. The price will remain the same. Hope you are aware. See, I have written how you will take it, Before you take it, eat very, very well.
Thank you. Paper.
Paper? How did that one concern you? That is for me.
How? Now you get that, now you write that. I mean, I want to take the lesson.
Leave that one for me, that will not be for you again. They don't ban us giving paper to customers due to the abuse.
Now you write that.
Now wait now. I said we don't give you the paper. It belongs to Antinos.
All paper here, then you say you know. You know, chemist I don't carry that paper, go buy it instead. You want me? You want the one guy. Man, I give paper, I mean, I've got a call. You know how many chemists? This paper, and you know, you are the 10th person touching that paper since the first today.
This man is a fraud. I must report you to the NTA. I must report you to them. What will happen? What will happen? I just say the man see. Jesus Christ. You can see now. You are here now. This is how they criminally go about buying hard drugs to commit evil and to get high. Oh. Hey! I have mastered his face. When next he come here, he will not get away with things. Of course. Hey! Oh, my sister, my dear.
I dey go Yafaiza shop that day. And you know say who no get pocket to shoot inside pocket. You I tell you. Now say I see the man I just started a pass to the.
Don't tell me say an intelligent person they share.
How?
No food inside though. No food inside. It be like CBN vault. I dey tell you, I see a bar inside. I see fufu inside. I see fried rice inside. Yeah. So I just open it like this one, and you know, I know if you carry a bar, I carry soup join now. You know how it be. I just took and carry the jollof right there. You know me now, be assembled.
So now when you don't chop finish, you can't come here, come dey give us.
Tutu.
Tutu, that one now after party stuff. Now what are we supposed to do with that?
Tutu, relax. You can't run one run that day. Now say, but Kuma, the bike man self, come on, now pilot oh. Now pilot as I reach one side like this, now don't open the food.
So as the car up, wait till 1 minute.
I did alright. As the matter come be so, a package I carry for. Okay. Yes, it really matters.
Okay.
But I can't realize say, if these people, not all of them they carry bike, some of them they carry food. You know how it will be for me them for junction. If we meet them for junction, we'll run matters. Actually, Bella don't come up for there now.
As you dey talk, I can't dey reason now. See, instead of this thief where we dey thief up and down, maybe just join this people. Because it show me say money dey inside that thing. If money dey inside there, if money not dey inside there, for no dey rush am like this.
My friend, keep quiet. Bonnie, so abeg, keep quiet. Abeg, me we hear what.
See, you no be quarrel matter. No na think am, calm down, make me think. See, now this thing now we take marry, born children, get everything else, but get like other normal people. No be straight. Make we not think am.
Bullet, leave this game. A man dey worry am.
Oh my now. Man
dey worry you, more find one man give you.
Now na man dey worry me. I beg you.
What's the difference between regular data and MTN data? I'll show you. With regular data, you get this. But with MTN data, you get moved right into the action like this. And this. And this. And this. With MTN data, you don't just get more, you experience more. Need loads of data to live your dream? Turn it up on MTN, the reliable data network.
In my house, we may look alike, but we are very different individuals. Everybody believes their way is best. That's why Golden Penny Pasta is our favorite meal.
Golden Penny Pasta, made with durum wheat, is tasty, nutritious, a source of protein and fiber, and non-sticky. So you can cook, serve, and eat your pasta just the way you like it. With Golden Penny Pasta, your way is best.
At the first sign of pain, you need a solution that you can trust. Try Panadol Caplets. With Panadol's Optizorb formula, the tablet absorbs quickly and starts providing fast and effective pain relief you can trust. Try Panadol Caplets.
What is nonsense, Agbero voice? Hi, Mabas. Huh? Oh, the other time is fear. The other time is what's it called now? Road safety. What do I do now? Eh? And there's no other way to go around this place. Chai. Hey, this also no easy. Mabas. Hey. Hi. I don't know if you feel faster. But die, we die here today. Let I face my cap well. We die here. Strategize. Don't be afraid. Odo, don't be afraid. Everything happens for a reason. You understand me? Remember that you are going to deliver for cheating. So you have to work hard and face life as it is. So that you can also get the little that you take home to enjoy yourself. You understand? Or die, die. Whatever happens here, you... What happened? I will slap you. What is it?
Calm down.
What is your problem? Look at you.
Yesterday, I saw you back for there.
Okay. No problem. So this is... Are you okay? Are you okay?
Tell ticket money.
Which ticket? Eh? Which ticket? Tell me which ticket.
You park for yesterday, park passenger car. You dey stand for my front.
I dey stand for see the way your mouth dey smell. You don't smoke it. You don't smoke it. Look, you see everything. Okay. So because of this, when you don't smoke now, you know they think straight again. Your brain now is there for your yash. Look, let me tell you something. Listen to me.
If you don't give me 1,000 naira, nana all your tickets. If I call my boys come for you, but wallahi, say chica, preto, radiator, tatrator, alternator, the template, now then do what kind of
Okay. You never know.
Wallahi, I go show you bro Uber for here.
Make I tell you something. Listen to me. You never know anything. You see all those carburetor and all the rest of it. You go soon turn to rapper. This one where you come there for road now, they collect money. That one no feature at all. Now rap artist, now you supposed to be. Okay. Listen to me. Listen first. I don't go feel they come here, they pay you 1,000 every day. You understand me?
Oh, yeah, bring tickets.
I get what I'm saying. With ticket.
I said bring tickets. Oh, yeah, bring.
I won't make you give him carry me go see that your government.
Go they go see government.
Go chess. Go see that your government.
Ina magana yanzu kai kana sha kaman kai kana da wani da iska kai ka ko. I go show you crazy. You want to see crazy?
Oh.
I go show you crazy wallahi. If
you don't suffer.
And 1,000 now.
You don't suffer.
Now I go.
I won't make you carry me come into your
government. I go show you crazy wallahi.
Why they also? Say your government can give me money to take back. Don't come do it for me. I get that. I go slap you. Are you okay? Are you okay? You tired here? Look. You be hearing what? I am not your mate. That you smoke it. Move it and run away. In fact, it is me that you are carrying the stick for. Like,
wallahi Zakachu banka, come on.
Zakachu banka, you too. Come and collect 1,000. Idiot. You want to collect? Okay, just wait for me. I will carry this your cane and flog you and jam you at the same time. You think you are crazy? I'm crazier than you. Idiot. Nonsense. Come. I deal with you. Nonsense. Just imagine. What type of insubordination is this? Eh? Come. Let me show you how it is. I will flog you and kill you there. Idiot. You're a very stupid boy.
This vaccine is safe and it has been certified safe and usable by NAFTA.
I'm the leaders of tomorrow. I'm the future of the world.
Lead the path that I must follow. Be the heart that I can hold.
Yeah. Keep your prejudice aside, so I can spread my wings and fly. I'm the seeds that you should sow, not you wanna let me grow. I'm the children of the world, yeah.
Expressing the deepest part of me, to follow my dreams, to be who I really wanna be.
Teach the truth and let me learn. Oh, like the fire that I yearn for. With desire, let me burn. Take me high. I'm the children of the world. I'm the leaders of tomorrow.
I'm the leaders of tomorrow.
I'm the future of the world. I'm the future of the world.
Lead the path that I must follow. Lead the path that I must follow. Lead the hand that cure to my disease. Instead of strife, let me be an instrument of peace.
Speak the words I need to hear. It's the burdens that I bear. Oh, give me strength to face my fears. Then the smile to wipe my tears. I'm every child, yeah. I'm the leaders of tomorrow. The future of the world.
Lead the path.
There's a path that I must follow.
NTA Sports 24, where sports thrive.
It's another episode of Newsline, your one-stop shop for human interest stories. I am Jennifer Igwe. Thank you for joining us. Now, technological advancement is shaping treatment and surgical procedures all around the world, and Nigeria is not left out. We have stories on remarkable efforts and achievements in healthcare, and I'm sure you'll be excited when you hear about them. Then, despite the campaigns against rape and rapists, some heartless people still perpetrate this heinous crime. But what they fail to understand is that the arm of these rapists have insisted on hitting without failing. The law and society are now more than ever determined to fly without perching in checking their menace. And the NTA will continue to highlight cases because we stand against rape and rapists. It is a mix of the good, outstanding, the bad, and ugly. It is including celebrations to honor Nigerians with checkered lifetime. But first, the news, and Claire Adilabu Abdurazak will take it from Abuja. Hello, Claire.
Indeed, there's need for us to intensify our collaboration against rape and rapists, and that's the only way you two can be a star. Let's get on with the news now, and President Muhammadu Buhari has commiserated with the family and members of the Synagogue Church of All Nations on the passing of their father and founder, Pastor Temitope Balogun, popularly known as TB Joshua. The president notes that the renowned televangelist will be missed by his followers all over the world, not only for his spiritual contribution to the government and consulting with the government and people of Ondo State. President Buhari urges Pastor Joshua's followers to take solace in the knowledge that life is not measured and defined by chronological longevity, but by enduring legacies and lives torched positively. In the meantime, mourners continue to swarm the international headquarters of the Synagogue Church of All Nations, Ikoto Egbe, Lagos, following the death of its founder, Prophet Temitope Joshua. Adeniyi Taiwo was there for us and filed in this report.
I know what I'm saying. He's not dead. Man of God is not dead. I received calls.
The news of the death of popular televangelist and founder, Synagogue Church of All Nations, Prophet Temitope Joshua, filtered in early Sunday morning, leaving many in shock. A statement from his church says TB Joshua, as he is fondly called, died late Saturday evening after a ministration. He was said to have died on his way to a hospital after complaining of being uncomfortable. Following the news of his death, the Ikotunegbe International Headquarters of his church was besieged by mourners, especially members of his congregation and residents of the community. Describing his death as painful, some of the mourners say he will be remembered for his brand of Christianity that prioritized charity, sacrificial giving, and miracles.
He has been feeding the needy. He has been giving the widows a very helpful hand.
Very good man. She will bring rice, give us money.
Actually provided 2 transformers in this vicinity here.
His time has already reached. That is what I feel about it.
Born in Arigidi, Akoko in Ondo State on June 12, 1963, the late TB Joshua rose to prominence after establishing his church in 1987 and gained international acclaim with branches in other African countries and Latin America. His death came 6 days to his 58th birthday. In Lagos, Adeniyi Taiwo, NTA News.
And to other stories now. The National Security Advisor, Major General Babagana Munguno, has directed immediate dismantling of illegal security outfits across the country aimed at extorting and harassing members of the public. In a statement, the National Security Advisor cautioned individual, domestic and foreign organizations on the activities of NATFORCE, which claims to monitor the inflow of light and small weapons into the country. The statement says National Center for the Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons, under the Office of the National Security Advisor, is saddled with such mandate and cautioned NATFORCE on further interference. Major General Munguno urged stakeholders to mobilize support against the activities of these illegal outfits as Nigeria is set to implement Article 24 of the ECOWAS Convention on Proliferation of Small Arms and Light Weapons. And the Delta State Police Command has confirmed the attack on the Ashaka Divisional Police Headquarters in Ndokwa East local government area of the state by gunmen on Sunday morning. Our correspondent reports that gunmen numbering about 20 stormed the Ashaka police station with improvised explosive devices, IEDs.
A statement by the acting police public relations officer, Bright Edafe, indicates that the armed men, numbering about 20, were said to have stormed Ashaka police station through improvised explosive devices at the station, shot sporadically, and set the police station that was built by the community on fire, and also burned down one patrol vehicle. Though no life was lost and no arm was taken away. However, the command said it will not relent in ensuring that law and order is maintained in the community and the hoodlums arrested and brought to book. In another development, the tactical team of the command has killed 6 armed robbers encountered along Iseloku Umunede Aziz in Aniocha North local government area of the state, and recovered 1 AK-47 rifle, 1 pump action gun, and 1 AK-47 magazine with 25 live ammunitions during operation in the hideout of suspected armed robbers and kidnappers. Similarly, 4 other criminal suspects were apprehended by the command and 1 locally made Barrett's pistol recovered while on top and search duty along Patani Bayelsa Road. The State Commissioner of Police, Mohammed Ari, has, however, assured Deltans of protection of their lives and property while urging the public to provide police necessary information to help combat crime in the state.
And from Imo State, we hear the report that gun-bearing hoodlums have attempted an attack on the State Police Command headquarters again. A statement by the Police Public Relations Officer, Bala Elkana, confirms that the attack, which took place this Sunday morning, however, suffered a huge defeat. Attempt by the attackers, who came in a white Hummer bus to access the police headquarters through works layout around Alvan Nursery and Primary School, was vehemently repelled. It further indicates that 5 of the hoodlums were killed and 4 AK-47 rifles stolen from the police during recent attacks were also recovered. The PPRO also confirms that 1 officer was critically injured and is presently receiving medical attention. And what's also reaching our newsroom have it that parents and guardians of the children abducted in an Islamia school in Tagina, Niger State, have received words of encouragement. Now, this comes from the outcome of a meeting summoned by some political and traditional rulers of the area. Our correspondent Abdullahi Mohammed tells us more.
The expressions on the faces of these parents and guardians of Tegina school abductees are a fraction of what lingers in their minds with respect to their pains. And apart from freedom for their children, what they need most are soothing words. These came handy at an interface with some of their political and traditional leaders.
We call them here so that we can give hope and also missions to Allah.
Since the negotiation is ongoing, he is pacifying the parent to continue to keep calm, to reduce anxiety and unnecessary tension. And he assured them that very soon things will be normal.
This makes many of them hopeful.
It's really encouraging. This is what we are expecting. And the district head, as a father to all,
has demonstrated that
the abducted children have spent the last 7 days in captivity. In Tegina, Rafi local government area of Niger State, Abdullahi Muhammad, NTA News.
Now, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has arrested 7 persons trying to import into Nigeria and export to the United Kingdom and Italy illicit substances at the Lagos International Airport. A statement released by the Director of Media and Advocacy of the agency, Femi Babafemi, says arrest of the suspects also followed with seizure of 37.3 kg of illicit substances, including cocaine, heroin, cannabis, and skunk, all of which were intercepted and seized in 5 different bids. Chairman of NDLEA, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, commended the Lagos Airport Commander of the NDLEA, Ahmadu Garba, as well as officers and men of the Airport Command for their tenacity and commitment to the mandate of ridding the nation of illicit drugs. Buba Marwa also charged them to remain unrelenting and always watch out for the disingenuous modes of concealment traffickers employ to beat detection. And mixed reactions continue to trail the suspension of Twitter operations in Nigeria, although the federal government has received few knocks on the decision, but there have also been many commendations for taking the bold step. ICT correspondent Joseph Johnson reports on these perspectives.
It all started with a cautionary tweet by the presidency to some instigators of war and secession, but the tweet was removed by Twitter on the grounds of going against its rules and guidelines. Nigerian government didn't buy it, as it went on to suspend indefinitely the operations of the microblogging and social networking service Twitter in Nigeria. The suspension or ban, no doubt, has generated tons of negative and positive reactions from different people, countries and organizations all over the world. In a tweet, @Trishiata says, "Who knew Nigeria will be the front runner in saving the world?" While barely 2 days after deleting the tweet of President Muhammadu Buhari and the complaint by the federal government, Twitter has also deleted a tweet made by Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, had on Friday complained that Nigerians were persistently using the platform for activities that are capable of undermining Nigeria's corporate existence, but Twitter conveniently ignored inciting tweets. Meanwhile, Twitter has also faced restrictions in its operations in China, Iran, North Korea, Egypt and Turkey. Indian social networking company Co announced on Saturday that it will scale operations in Nigeria a day after the country indefinitely suspended Twitter. Although many Nigerian commentators are expressing worries about the impact of the suspension on the rights to freedom of speech and expression, Curtis Adigba is of the opinion that Twitter is not the only means by which Nigerians can exercise the right to freedom of speech and expression, noting that Twitter is discriminatory and biased in her operations and lacks clearly defined policy and execution on what is acceptable and not. As more and more people align with the federal government in its stance on the matter, the government says while it is already battling terrorists, bandits, kidnappers and other criminals with modest success, it cannot afford or allow another insurrection being fueled and sustained by toxic and incendiary tweets after the NSAS protests, which Twitter played an outsized role in trafficking lies, misinformation and disinformation, maintaining that it has a duty to protect the country against physical and virtual invaders. A tweet started the whole saga, and hopefully another will end it in the long run. At the moment, though, the Nigerian government and Twitter are speaking in conciliatory tones, which are fanning the embers of a common ground for a possible resumption of Twitter's operations in Nigeria, in compliance with extant rules in the country. But until that happens, other social media platforms may just be their destination of choice for the bed icon app lovers. Joseph Johnson, NTA News.
And in Oyo State, Governor Sheyi Makinde says he's been briefed on the attack in Igongon, Ibarapa local government area of the state in the early hours of Sunday. Now, the governor calls for calm over the invasion by suspected gunmen. Now, the peace of Igongon town in Oyo State was disrupted early this morning when bandits invaded and attacked the people. Now, several buildings, including the palace of the traditional ruler of the town, cars and filling stations were razed by the gunmen. About 20 people were also reported killed. Now, following the present security challenges in Imo State, church leaders are appealing to aggrieved parties to allow peace prevail in order to achieve meaningful development. Now, the Prelate Methodist Church, Nigeria, Samuel Uche, made this known to journalists at the end of a closed-door meeting with Governor Hope Uzodinma in Government House, Owerri. Bright Ibucho reports.
The leaders of the Christian faith in Imo State are the ESCO Chambers, Government House, Owerri, to dialogue with Governor Hope Uzodinma with a view to finding lasting solutions to the security challenges being faced in the state. Worried by the rate of killings and violence across the state, the Prelate Methodist Church Nigeria, Samuel Uche, who briefed journalists at the end of a closed-door meeting which lasted over an hour, stressed the need for reconciliation in order to restore peace in the state.
Everybody that is offended should sheath his or her sword. Let us find peace first. And nobody should allow himself or herself to be hired as unknown gunmen or bandits or whatever to destroy either federal government property or any property. It does not do us any good. Trouble is an wind that does not blow anybody good. So we must work for peace. We must work for synergy. We must work for industry. We must work for promotion of godly love in our state, Imo State.
The Christian leaders also call on all stakeholders to align with the government in the effort to develop the state. In Owerri, Bright Ibuchu, NTA News.
And Nigeria's attainment of self-sufficiency in urea production will not only boost agricultural produce, but earn the country more than $1.2 billion annually. Now, this feat, Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Godwin Emefiele says was achieved on the basis of federal government's Ease of Doing Business initiative and intervention of the Bankers Committee. Abolade Salami tells us more.
One major sector that could drive economic growth and financial stability was neglected for crude oil. The much injury this caused to the economy still lingers. To this end, the federal government, as a matter of urgency, introduced policies that would encourage diversification and growth of the agricultural sector. The Central Bank of Nigeria, without wasting much time, got involved in the funding of sourcing for high-yield seedlings while strengthening its collaboration with Lake Chad Basin Authority and other research institutes involved in research to improve the production of seedlings for farmers in the country.
We have close to, in Nigeria now, about 5 million metric tons capacity of urea. Nigeria now ranks amongst the leading, if not the leader, in the production of urea in the world. This, for me, is a story that I said earlier, no one would have believed would happen in Nigeria.
While the federal government effort at repositioning the critical sector for economic gains intensifies, stakeholders say they are not leaving anything to chance towards developing the value chain.
Alone, just this 3 million tons of urea, you are talking about bringing in over $1.2 billion into the country in terms of foreign exchange. And they are projecting that urea before end of this year is going to get from $420 to about $550 per ton. So if that's the case, can you imagine if Nigeria was sort of to be importing urea?
Central Bank Governor Godwin Emefiele said the yield for rice or paddy has risen to about 8 to 10 tons per hectare, as against the 1.5 metric tons yield per hectare 5 years ago. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
And the French ambassador to Nigeria, Jérôme Pasquier, has described the first museum in Nigeria, the Esie National Museum in Esie, Irepodun local government area of Kwara State, as a world-class monument that has the potential of boosting tourism in the state. Raliat Ibrahim reports.
The curator of the National Museum, Elizabeth Omowumi, gave the French ambassador to Nigeria and Governor Abdurrahman Abdrazak a tour around the gallery, which is filled with archaeological and indigenous artworks. After the tour of the monument, which was established by the federal government of Nigeria in 1945, Ambassador Jérôme Pasquier said his visit will help put the museum on the global map.
It's really a worldwide class museum, and it deserves to be much, much more well-known in the future. So I shall try to inform many people from France and to advise them if they can to come here to see this museum.
Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman Abdrazak restated his administration's determination to partner with relevant government agencies to make National Museum Esie a world-class tourist center.
What we have done is to facilitate and construct a new route here to attract people here, and we'll be working with the Ministry, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, to make sure the right infrastructure is put in place and the facilities upgraded.
During the visit to the Eliesie of Esie, Oba Yakubu Babalola, Ambassador Pasquier was honored by the monarch with the chieftaincy title of Esiewumi of Esie Kingdom. Governor Abdrazak used the opportunity of the visit to the axis to commission a 3-kilometer asphalt road that leads to the National Museum in Esie and a 700-meter Nitel Okerimi road. Raliat Ibrahim, NTA News.
All right, now Nigerian female wrestlers are set to do the nation proud again. 4 of them are already Tokyo bound for the Olympics. And Tamara Ibiwe is right here in the studio with us. Tamara, we are hopeful, aren't we?
Of course, we are hopeful because all the wrestlers representing Nigeria are all African champions. Welcome to Sports Updates. I am Tamara Ibiwe. We begin with football, where by International 2-1 on Sunday in one of the Week 25 matches of the Nigeria Professional Football League. Sunshine Stars lost 2-1 to Warri Wolves, while Wiki Tourists and Aqua United played a 2-2 draw. Kwara United got 3 goals and 3 points at home against Jigawa Golden Stars. Away from football now to wrestling, 5 Tokyo Olympics-bound Nigerian wrestlers will depart the country on Monday, June 7, 2021, for the Poland Open Ranking Series tournament in Warsaw from June 8 to 13. The wrestlers who have been at the national camp in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State are vying to garner ranking points at the world level and also use the tournament to prepare for the Tokyo Games.
By just developing, trying to improve on what they have built on over the years. So, and I think with that, we're good to go.
Working on our strength level, conditioning ourselves, you know, all those things that we needed to put into wrestling has really been done with.
Staying with Tokyo, with 46 days to the commencement of the Tokyo Games, the cloud is becoming clearer, and for Team Nigeria, with preparation in top gear. Athletes like Elizabeth Ayanacho, Toby Amuson, Blessing Okagbare Igotegwono, Ese Brume are putting up impressive performances in their various events. Ayanacho was the star performer in Dakar, Senegal, as she settled for silver at the 2021 African Taekwondo Championships after narrowly losing to world champion and Olympic medalist Ruth Gagbi of Côte d'Ivoire 8-10 in the women's minus 67 kilograms to keep hope of a medal win alive at the Tokyo Games. And that's Sports Update. Claire, take it from here.
Thank you, Tamara. And the death has been announced of Pa Bartholomew Iweha Okafor of Umokoro Umariam in Obo, Imo State. He was aged 104. Funeral arrangements as follows: Friday, June 11, vigil mass at his residence in Umokoro Umariam, Obo. Saturday, June 12, body leaves Madonna Mortuary for lying in state at his residence. Interment follows at his compound after Requiem Mass at Christ the King Catholic Church, Umokoro Umariam in Obo. He is survived by 6 children, 21 grandchildren, and many relations. Among them, Sir Desmond Okafor and Assumpta Onwebulem. Manager News, NTA headquarters, Abuja. Sir Desmond Okafu is announcing for the family. All right, let's take a quick check on the weather forecast for the rest of the country for Monday.
Hi there. In the early hours of Monday, parts of Kebbi, Niger, and Kwara should wake up to an exiting system that should keep those areas busy with thunderstorms. We equally expect morning rains over Lagos, Bayelsa, Delta, and rivers. While elsewhere within the country, we'll be fine in mostly cloudy conditions. For the afternoon, potential for thunderstorms over the northern cities looks promising, with substantial amount of rainfall expected over the north. We equally expect a few thunderstorms over the central as well as the southern parts of the country. It looks like a wet Monday, so you can brace up for it. I'll see you again. I am Akemi Samara. Thanks for watching.
And that's the news from Abuja. Jennifer Igwe will be right back after the commercials. But don't forget, you can be a star by simply connecting with the NTA in the fight against rape and rapists.
See somebody who looks a little like me without trying to listen to the voices I hear. So hear me now. I don't need to try to disguise a brighter me to feed your dreams. Starting from tonight, ride with me. Ride with me.
Get the power to do you with the new Instagram and TikTok data bundles on MTN Pulse. Dial *406# to begin.
My son has always dreamt of being in the spotlight. As his mother, it is my duty to help him live up to his dream. That's why I give him Born Vita every day, which contains iron, zinc, and vitamin C that supports his immunity and gives him the strength to pursue his dreams. Born Vita, strength to dream.
Here today, gone tomorrow. 'Cause you volatile like the water, and you promise what you don't know. Sometimes it's right and then it's so wrong. Them go do like say them wise, will promise you the world. My brother, all now was shit. Up all on the open eye. I see no feel water, like you up the letter.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
I'm with you at every stage of your life, providing comfort when you are keeping fit, comfort when you are expecting your bundle of joy, comfort during motherhood, comfort in your office, comfort in your car, comfort when sharing a meal, comfort at bedtime. From cradle to grey, There's comfort for you with Vitafoam. Quality is vital. Quality is Vitafoam. Vitafoam, the fine art of living.
National Primary Healthcare Development Agency welcomes Their Excellencies, the 6 executive governors from the Northeast Geopolitical Zone of Nigeria, to its COVID-19 Town Hall meeting. We also heartily welcome the distinguished Senator Chukwuka Utazi, Senate Committee Chairman, Primary Healthcare and Communicable Diseases, Dr. Yusuf Tanko Sununu, Chairman, House Committee on Health, Dr. Haruna Michelia, Chairman, House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee on COVID-19, and all National Assembly members from Adamawa State to the Town Hall meeting. The meeting is also honored to welcome the Secretary to the Government of the Federation and Chairman, Presidential Steering Committee on COVID-19, Mr. Boss Mustafa, Dr. Osage Hanire, the Honorable Minister of Health, Dr. Olorunibe Mamora, the Honorable Minister of State for Health, their Royal Highnesses, Chairman, Councils of Chiefs from the Northeast Zone, traditional and religious leaders, as well as other stakeholders in the zone, to an interactive session to discuss COVID-19 vaccination in Nigeria. Date, Tuesday, 8 June 2021. Venue, Banquet Hall, Government House, Yola. Time, 9:30 a.m. prompt. Dr. Faisal Schweib, Executive Director, CEO, NPHCDA, Announcer.
Taste is key and that's how we communicate. Best nourishment in every school. Baba, tasty Baba, share the love we all together. I love my Baba. Baba, tasty, nourishing, scoop it.
Baba, best scoop of tasty nourishment.
The Federal Ministry of Information and Culture cordially invites the general public to our town hall meeting with the theme Addressing Destruction of Public Infrastructure. This event is scheduled to hold on Monday, June 7, 2021 at the Nigerian Air Force Conference Center, NAV, along Banex Jabi Road, Abuja. Time, 10 a.m. This event will be covered live on the network services of the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, FRCN, News Agency of Nigeria, NAN, and other media outfits and culture. Guests expected at the event are the Honorable Minister of Works and Housing, Abuja, Honorable Minister of Information and Culture, among others. Meeting will be in compliance with COVID-19 protocols.
Retirement would think of life in a remote rural environment. One man, however, after completing his 35 years of service, retiring as a state controller of immigration, moved all his family to a location 60 kilometers away from the nearest urban area, where he already built a home. Hamis Rogo reports that it is a new life planned.
A retired state controller of immigration. You may find Enyaro somewhat eccentric, but he is a thinker, a philosopher who lives by his book of philosophy. His migration with his family to this remote location of retirement. He is actually from Gumel in Jigawa State, and now he moved to Gang to another. Perhaps you will appreciate his new environment more from the story of our journey to his place. It is hardly accessible with the rains, and he generously used one. Gangara, it is his home and it is his workplace. He cultivates multiple fruits and plant gum arabic as well. All amazing because the area is a certified arid zone.
Region is one of the best regions because it gives you the best agriculture, more than the forest region.
I personally visited Enyalo on the story I was doing on gum arabic, which he is a large-scale farmer. But my first question to him is whether he missed city life.
No, I don't use AC. I don't use fan. It's natural. When you have a habitat like this, you have trees, you have things like gum arabic. Even without getting economic benefit from it, then you gain from nature.
From a show of contentment with his new life, he was also hard on system that allows deforestation to go on unchecked.
On this planet, everybody is located where God wants him to be located. And when you are located, you will be located with the right paraparania there. Developed societies, they always harness these resources. They always make sure they take care of the plants and trees. But the culture is not there.
This is one of the model gum arabic farms Rabiu Denyaro has. He feels if the federal government can stand strong on gum arabic, a major area of economic diversity for the country is assured. He believes gum Arabic is an international commodity with a ready market and high market value. And he says Nigeria has the required climate and land to make a global impact.
Now, that's a good example of personal restoration effort. In tune with nature, many may not get it, but that is peace and joy right there. Now, if you were to casually suggest that a mason's job could provide enough resources to support a useful education and admirable life, many would treat the notion with derision. But let's face the unusual. Jennifer Okuro has broken the glass ceiling. She is a 20-year-old student of the University of Benin who goes to construction sites to work. Dealing in molded blocks, she gets paid 2,000 naira as reward for her labor. The sight of her working is catchy and attracts non-stop gaze by the public. This attention has earned her a life-changing opportunity. You're eager to hear about it, right? Ivie Oyakire caught up with her.
On 27, 2021, the life of Jennifer changed. Her determined involvement in an improbable line of work for a woman earned her the attention of Sunday Diary, Nigeria's Minister of Youth and Sports. The minister will now personally take on the responsibility of paying for her education. Now, let me tell you how this happened. To make ends meet, Jennifer decided to do what for a woman must be one of the weirdest jobs around, the job of a mason, more commonly known as laborers at a construction site. Jennifer was not deterred by either the cement dust or the unusual physical demands of the work. What mattered was the sustenance and support it would provide for her.
The second day I started working there, some of my friends saw me and some were laughing, and the other time I was in class, they were like, "Wait, is it true you're actually doing that kind of work?" And all of that, like, who cares? I'm doing, it's a job, it's paying. Whatever it is you do that brings you money, that's legal, you shouldn't be ashamed of it.
I was like, let's not do that. You just maybe exercise patient, maybe things will be well. Like, it's too stressful for a lady.
Like what she has done well for herself. It's an eye-opener for every other student to follow suit, because hard work pays.
Holidays are over. She's back to the classroom with fees, accommodation, and other bills already sorted.
I never expected any scholarship in the first place, because I just went there to work innocently, and then somehow it went viral, and I started getting calls, and then the scholarship. And yes, the federal government has already started implementing the scholarship.
The Vice Chancellor of her institution, the University of Benin, commends her courage.
If she hasn't done this, maybe she would still be trying to get ways of sponsoring herself. But the fact that she took the bull by the horn, and so all other students should also believe that there is no shortcut to success in life.
Like Jennifer comes Nancy, who started this job at a very young age against all odds. Her dedication to this cause made her a sought after for learning.
Nothing is really too difficult. When you set your mind, you set your goal, consistency, definitely you get to your aiming point.
While some begin to sit and ponder about all the challenges in the world, the likes of Jennifer and Nancy want you to take a clue and do your level best. Who knows, it may just be you that will take up the glory of unimaginable breakthrough.
Fired. The resilience of Nigerians is first class. Well done, Jennifer. Now, last week, Newsline, we showed the story of how a 17-year-old girl, Minat Abdullahi, miraculously found herself in Sokoto after boarding a car in Abuja to Lagos. After the report of the missing girl was aired, her guardian showed up and described her story as untrue. Shehu Muhammad Dati has more.
When she was brought to NTA Sokoto by some good Samaritans on the ground that the girl was found roaming about. As at that time, Stella Femi identified herself as Minat Abdullahi and said she came from Abuja after boarding a car to go to Lagos, but suddenly found herself in Sokoto. Stella's story made members of Ife community in Sokoto to swing into action and brought her to NTA Sokoto, and she was reported as missing. After Stella was reported as missing girl, Rufai Halidu, the guardian of Stella Femi, found the story as shocking and described the narration by the girl as lie, saying they lived together with Stella at Arkilla area in Sokoto.
The people who was living with us, he don't have any bad behaviors. And he also, anything he wants you to do, he will do it. So just, unfortunately, just surprised that he just take that action.
Minat Abdullahi, now Stella Femi, said she lied with a view to getting an opportunity to return to Osun State to continue her studies.
The reason why I said it is because I lost my mom. That one is real. But my dad said if I come back home, he's going to take me to court. He's not going to allow me to stay inside the cell. He's going to say I'm not related to them at all.
State Commissioner of Police Okunlola Kola Kamaluddin said his command had taken the girl to the psychiatric hospital for examination, and the result indicated that she is mentally fit.
Fortunately, the father is alive, not dead, as she claimed. So the whole Nigeria should know that she's a liar. She has to tell us why she decided to tell lies and say that she was from Abuja when actually she lives in Sokoto.
While handing over the girl to her biological father, the police warned them to keep watchful eyes over her, citing the dubious behavior of Stella as strange.
I think they really should keep an eye on her because it's really strange. Now, the dream of every undergraduate is to complete their studies, get a good job, and live life to the fullest. This dream was, however, cut short for Blessing Omowumi Olajide, a 300-level undergraduate of the University of Ilorin, as she was gruesomely raped and murdered in her home by yet-to-be-identified rapists. Kende Omolosho has details.
Until she was gruesomely raped and murdered, 24-year-old Abosede was a 300-level agric undergraduate of the University of Ilorin. The dastardly act was said to have been committed in her house at Tanke along the University Road on Wednesday, June 2nd. Omowumi's lifeless body was discovered here Wednesday evening on return from work by her guardian. The late 24-year-old was described as a peace-loving, easygoing, gentle and kind lady. Dr. Modupe Shitu has been Omowumi's guardian for over 7 years. What she desires is justice for Omowumi.
I'm demanding for justice. The killers, I want to know them. I want to know, and I also want to know why she was killed.
Her rape and murder sparked a protest by civil rights activists in Ilorin. They are demanding for justice as issues of rape in their submissions are becoming too rampant in their society.
We are not safe, our children are not safe. This one is more than too many. Last week we had 2 issues, but rape everywhere. Even yesterday, rape case was also reported to FIDA office. What are we doing about this? What is the government doing? We want government to come to take up to their responsibility. They owe us security, and our children ourselves, we must be secure. The continuous incident of sexual violence against women and girls requires the government to take stringent measures to protect our women and girls. The rights of our women and girls, despite the enactment of violation against persons and prohibition law and other extant law, have continued to be violated without perpetrators being brought to book and severely punished.
The state government has equally called for thorough investigation into the crime.
The death of the disease, it is against the law. The position of National Human Rights Commission is they are going to collaborate with all the various security agencies to ensure that the animals, the perpetrators, the criminals are brought to justice.
Perpetrator, they just have to face the justice, and justice must be done.
The police has promised to get to the root of the matter, while the remains of the deceased have been deposited at the University of Ilorin Teaching Hospital.
Hiding place for rapists. The long arm of the law will surely catch up with them, definitely. Time for a break now. Newsline will continue shortly.
Nikon Luxury is back again
we present luxury and comfort in the heart of Abuja. At Nikon Luxury Hotel, we put in extra care to provide relaxation at its best. Luxury is our watchword. Our conference halls are equipped with the latest technology to maximize your business. Our restaurants and bars offer exquisite international and local dining experience. Join our 24-hour gym and spa for total rejuvenation of your body and mind. Nikon Luxury is back again, presenting luxury at its peak. Nikon Luxury Hotel, your luxurious hideaway.
It is time for celebration. Oh. 30 years bustling with goodness. Eh. No challenge can ever stop us. You can't underrate us. You can't underrate. Ultra Guinness, bustling with so much greatness. Ultra Guinness, enjoy a world of
You clean your teeth every morning, but that fresh breath feeling just doesn't last. The answer? Easy. You keep your teeth strong and healthy and give your mouth long-lasting fresh breath with new Oral-B 2-in-1 toothpaste. It helps strengthen your teeth and gives you long-lasting fresh breath.
So fresh, still fresh, and still fresh.
Stay strong, stay fresh. New Oral-B toothpaste for strong teeth and long-lasting fresh breath.
Since 1971, Nigeria's foremost human capital development institution, the Industrial Training Fund, ITF, has been at the forefront of equipping Nigerians with skills for national growth. Today's ITF has repositioned and refocused its programs, forging new partnerships locally and internationally to effectively deliver on its mandate. With 37 area offices and 5 industrial skills training centers across the country, ITF is pushing to reduce unemployment by providing relevant technical and vocational skills for employability and entrepreneurship in diverse trades and crafts. Whether you're a public or private organization seeking to improve the skills of your personnel or an individual looking to acquire skills that will increase your chances of employment or even to help start your own business, today's ITF has a program for you. Speak to us today. Contact our area offices nationwide or visit our website www.itf.gov.ng. ITF, developing the nation's human resource.
My name is Chikwe Iyakwazu. I lead the Nigeria Center for Disease Control. I'm extremely privileged to have gotten this vaccine today. Really, I accept it really on behalf of all the healthcare workers, public health workers. I've really spent the last 12 months working so incredibly hard on this response. And I think it provides hope. You know, this vaccine really provides us an opportunity to reinvigorate ourselves as we sustain the response in Nigeria. So this vaccine provides us a real shot at life. But, you know, that shot will come into effect when we have most of the population vaccinated. We have to keep washing our hands, wearing our masks, keeping apart from each other until we have enough people vaccinated in the country. And I'm sure we'll get there.
Now, she committed her time, talent, and treasure to making life comfortable for many that came in contact with her. It is in recognition of this undeniable show of benevolence and love that her friends, colleagues, and relatives came all out to appreciate and honor her as she was conferred with the 2020 Lady of the Year Award by the Lagos Grand Ladies Auxiliary Knights of St. John International. Annie Daniels tells us more.
I know.
This special mass heralds the day's event. The mass is celebrated to thank God for bringing the Lagos Grand Ladies Auxiliary Knights of St. John International thus far.
The knighthood itself is service in the church, the Catholic Church. The ladies are the wives of the knights. We call them sisters. And they are very useful, just as all mothers are, in taking care of not just we, their family, but also people in the church.
Though the Thanksgiving Mass could not hold last year due to the emergence of COVID-19, the ladies, their spouses and loved ones have come together this year in a grand style to give honor to one of their own, whose contributory role in the growth of the church and society at large cannot be denied. She is Noble Sister Okwi Sydney Moka, the 2020 Lady of the Year.
Congratulations. Knights of St. John, basically, we are paramilitary organization and charity oriented. We are soldiers of Christ. We are using our time and talent and the treasure to serve God.
Noble Sister Okwi Sydney Moka is a woman of many firsts, whose smiles are constant, even in the toughest times. Her heart so forgiving, even when it is most difficult. In fact, she is described as the Mother Teresa of her time.
A lady that you can trust any day. A lady that is committed to her calling as a lady knight. She deserves the award she earned today.
Once you are with her, all you get from her, no matter how pressed your problem is, she has to encourage you. She has to make you realize that with God, nothing is impossible.
And for the celebrant, it is a call to do more, and she is determined to live up to expectation.
In the course of doing these things, I had a lot of tribulations, a lot of castigations, but what matters to me at the end is, am I doing the will of God? Yes. The more I climb the ladder, the more I ask God for humility, to be humbler than I was met. So that's my prayer, and I believe that the Holy Spirit will do it for me.
It's good to always be good and kind to others. Now, voices calling for anarchy, division and disintegration of the country are getting louder by the day, and the media, as the watchdog of the society, should not be asleep in the face of insecurity and other threats to national unity. Rather, they should provide a leeway to stem the situation through objective and patriotic reportage. This thought line was evoked at an event to mark the 10th anniversary Impact Series and Awards of the Blueprint newspaper in Abuja. Kenneth Nanim attended the program and tells us more.
It's the 10th anniversary of one of the popular national dailies in Nigeria, and the proprietor, Mohammed Idris, has thrown open his doors to guests from all walks of life. Dignitaries, colleagues from the pen profession, associates, friends and well-wishers are all converged here to celebrate 10 years of success. The journey, however, has not been without challenges, as the proprietor narrates days of humble beginning.
A decade after, we are encouraged by the fact that we have practiced professional journalism, tightly mined our guests, contributed to useful conversations towards a more democratic and egalitarian society.
Trust. When the pen professionals meet, of course, discussions touch on all issues affecting Nigeria and ways to overcome. Then comes the President of the Senate, Ahmad Lawan, whose charge is to use the pen as a weapon mightier than the sword, to wage war against the detractors, threatening the one Nigerian dream and aspirations of the founding fathers.
It is against this backdrop that I will challenge the media to affirm their faith in Nigeria and dedicate themselves to their role as the fourth estate of the realm.
Then comes the awaited moment when the former president, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, bagged an award, Icon of Democracy in Africa, received on his behalf by the former Minister of Works, Mike Onola-Memen. 15 governors selected across the Federation were decorated with the Governors of the Year Award for excellent performance in various fields, alongside 15 other individuals who distinguished themselves in service to the fatherland including Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadia Umar Farouk, and the FRSC Corps Marshal, Boboye Oyeyemi, were all recognized in various capacities.
The habit of making sure that carnage on our roads are reduced is being appreciated by all and sundry. So, to us, we say a big thank you to Blueprint, and we say we'll do more.
The event also dropped a strong message for some public office holders who are not at their best to sit up or receive strokes of the cane rather than a pat on the back.
Patriotism is the key word. Congratulations to all who got awards. Now, a leader, they say, is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. And leaders who told this part are worth celebrating. In line with this, the Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria, BON, organized an awards and gala night to recognize and reward the leaders for selfless service. The honor was also for keeping their teams focused and motivated to achieving set goals when they were heading the Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria. Adebola Brooklyn Sunday was there for Newsline.
The gala night brought together these media practitioners, serving and retired, to celebrate their leaders who have contributed to the development of the union. The association has come a long way since its first General Assembly in 1988.
We have, in the last 33 years, restructured BON by amending the 2007 Constitution to give equal opportunities to all interest groups that form the organization to produce chairman in order to strengthen unity, enhance the powers of General Assembly by making it supreme and the highest organ that possesses all powers, legal and administrative, to achieve the objectives of the organization.
And as the business of the day began, one after the other, their dedication and service to the organization over the years were rewarded.
To present this award to you in recognition of your distinguished and meritorious service as the 11th chairman of BON.
To General of the NTA, Yakubu Ibn Muhammad, was on stage twice on awards. Pioneer Chairman of BON, Shinle Wigwe, who got the Red Medal Award, said he's proud of the organization.
Indeed, it is a great thing that you keep your record straight, and then people are growing in the organization. You come into the organization, you are not ashamed of the organization you have left.
Positive changes, and we look forward to continued reorganization of BON to suit the changes in technology and the circumstances of the media, including the social media.
Whatever one does, people are watching. We had never thought we were going to be recognized today, but we did a little bit when we were at the helm of affairs in that zone.
That position of executive secretary needs a lot of what you call institutional memory. Not just anybody that we just bring from outside. It's somebody who has worked in broadcasting.
Former DG of the NTA, Shola Omole, says the Nigerian Television Authority is waxing stronger, owing to the leadership quality of the current Director General.
The building that was not completed, then the process of completing, the ground floor is now being used, the atmosphere is very good, and that they no longer use Intelsat, because Intelsat was just siphoning our money away. Now they're using NIGECOM-SAT, which is an indigenous company, so we can retain some of the money.
Some leaders of the organization who stood out during their time were also honored with posthumous awards.
Best wherever you are. You never know when you will be honored. So it's good to be outstanding at all times. Now, there is a saying that a man's heartthrob may be far, But love always has its way of breaking the distance. This is the story of Sadiq Dauda Abari, son of a former general manager of the NTA Channel 5 Abuja, who got lawfully wedded to his beautiful bride, Khadija Yusuf. Abdulmalik Hassan captured the mood of the celebration that was carried out in grand style.
Gathering of people from different walks of life is to witness the solemnization of the wedding of Sadiq and Khadija. Now, that very moment is what the couple have been waiting for, a union in accordance with Islamic injunction. Just before the reception in Abuja, other events were held for the friends of the groom's mother. It was indeed memorable for not only the family and friends, but also the community that is fulfilling another obligation. There was a lot to munch and gulp for the guests that were all dressed in beautiful colors to celebrate the beginning of another family unit.
I pray that Allah will bless the wedding, give them patience.
I have been away in school. I have missed a lot of weddings, but I was among the people that stood for this to take place. So I am overexcited. It's written all over my face. I can't hide it.
I'm sure that Sadiq will not have any cause for complaint, because she is kind, she is gentle, and she has a very humane heart.
Anytime they have challenges, they should go back to God. Marriage is an institution. Many who don't know God, they hurry to graduate.
I'm very happy. And then I would advise them to put God first and then to be patient with each other. They should tolerate one another, solve their problems together.
And I know that the best way into a man's heart is through his stomach. So therefore, I can rest assured that she will get that position.
From the smile on their faces, it was obvious that the dream of the couple has been fulfilled.
She's beautiful. She's pretty. She's a wonderful girl.
Congratulations. We wish you bliss and blessings. Now, still on celebrations, it's always a thing of joy for children to see their parents age gracefully in sound health, especially when they are role models who have helped shape their lives from childhood. For the Johnson family, the 75th birthday of their mother, grandmother, and mother-in-law, Olufumilayo Johnson, was worthy of celebration with family, friends, and well-wishers. Uzuze Arure was there.
The guest turned out in grand style for the birthday celebration of a matriarch, Olufumilayo Johnson, as she turned 75. The celebration was graced by family, friends, and well-wishers within and outside Nigeria. Individually and collectively, they felicitated with the woman of substance.
This son-in-law stands here to thank my mother-in-law, who adopted me as her son from day one. Happy birthday to you.
Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, showered encomiums on the celebrants. While wishing her a happy life, he described her as a woman of honor.
I feel very privileged and happy to join her to celebrate her 70th birthday. I wish that 10 years, 15 years, she'll still be around.
She has this toughness about her when you see her. But really, when you get to know her, you realize she's the softest and the most emotional being.
She's a strong woman. She's a disciplinarian. And how do I say? She's a good Christian.
One of her grandchildren had a unique thing to say about her.
She's a style icon. She knows how to dress. When she walks into the room, there's this gravitas, there's this panache. You know that somebody has arrived.
The septuagenarian, who proclaimed undying love for her family members, thanked God for keeping her hale and hearty.
I feel joyous. I thank God. I never knew it's going to take place like this. It was a great surprise. I thank God.
The birthday girl, Victoria Olufumilayo Johnson, who was born on the 29th of May 1946, hails from Ogun State, Abeokuta. She attended Anglican Girls Commercial School in Ibadan and Yaba College of Technology in Lagos, where she majored in Secretariat Studies. She later proceeded to the UK, where she obtained a preschool education diploma at the Hammersmith and North Kensington Institute in London. She is the wife of late Reverend Olushola Johnson, who left remarkable legacies for many to follow.
Happy birthday to the celebrant. She sure looks beautiful. Time for another break. Newsline will continue after that. Good day ahead.
Full of nourishment and vitality. Bodies and shop Nigeria. Ovaltine 3 in 1. 3 in 1. Ovaltine 3 in 1.
New Ovaltine 3 in 1. Smart choice for smart kids.
In my house, we may look alike, but we are very different individuals. Everybody believes their way is best. That's why Golden Penny Pasta is our favorite meal.
Golden Penny Pasta, made with durum wheat, is tasty, nutritious, a source of protein and fiber, and non-sticky. So you can cook, serve, and eat your pasta just the way you like it. With Golden Penny Pasta, your way is best.
'Cause I'm the new best thing. I'm the new best thing. Better than you've ever seen.
Discover new Guinness Smooth. Perfectly balanced for a smooth, refreshing taste.
I'm the new best thing.
Nigerian youths are about the greatest assets the country has at the moment. It is therefore not surprising that the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari is strategically responding to the yearnings of the youth through multiple projects and programs. Youth entrepreneurship support, yes, by Bank of Industry, the Youth Investment Fund by the CBN, and several other conditional cash transfer programs. Recruitment of 774,000 social workers, majority of whom are youths, and so many other projects that are beneficial to youths directly or indirectly. If the administration can do all this, definitely with a degree of patience and time, it can achieve more. Nigerian youths must come together to say no to terrorism, no to vandalism, and no to all disruptive tendencies. Hashtag Youth for Greater Nigeria. Pacifying the youths, unifying the nation.
And that's all we have on today's edition of the Trophy Live Trivia. But before I go, I just want to say this. Keep your energy up. Don't be so hard on yourself. You dey walk now, guy. You dey also go. You deserve a trophy with your fellow honorables. Anything you you do that gives you the kick is worth recognition. Just look at yourself in the mirror and say, wow, now honorable I be you. And even when we are feeling so stressed up, we can ginger each other up and share some good bottles of trophy lager. Because anyhow we be, when honorables gather, we share, we dream, and we win together. My name is still Files, aka Files the bad guy. Honorable Wagbayi.
Back. Imagine a future where one is up and about in just a few hours after surgical procedures. That vision might soon be realized in the military as the Nigerian Air Force has commenced laparoscopic surgery with less downtime, among other advantages. Najatu Tijani has the scoop on laparoscopy.
Routinely performed outside the shores of Nigeria, but now the Nigerian Air Force has brought it home. Also known as keyhole surgery because of tiny incisions made in the operative area, the laparoscopy, once regarded as a high-tech procedure, is still not established in Nigeria, with very few hospitals offering the procedure, making the Nigerian Air Force one of the few good men, so to speak. The demonstration offers a peek into the first laparoscopic surgery performed in the Nigerian Air Force Hospital on a 54-year-old patient with gallstones who could not be interviewed for personal reasons. Squadron leaders only led the surgical team.
Just this little incision, it's in the patient. So you can see, this is the camera. This is the camera. You can see the video.
After performing a similar procedure on another patient, NTA was finally able to interview squadron leaders Oni, who led the surgical team. He says the feat tallies with the Chief of the Air Staff's vision of a highly professional force poised for excellence at all levels.
In the conventional technique, the abdomen is opened wide. Patients stay longer in the hospitals, up to 2 weeks before they can go back home. But with this technique, the laparoscopic cholecystectomy, what happens is that in less than 2 days, the client or the patient goes back to his normal work. So with the current insurgency, fight against counterterrorism, insecurity issues, we need our personnel to go back quickly and functionally back to their work as soon as possible. So these techniques, these minimal access techniques, can achieve that. In less than a few days, even if we need a pilot to fly, so it's just more 48 hours, he comes by here, he has his surgery, and then he goes back and then goes back to fly as soon as possible. So that's one of the visions that the chief wants to, that has implemented for the health services branch.
Group Captain Muzammil is the commander of the 063 Nigerian Air Force Hospital, Abuja. He says the feat is just the tip of the iceberg concerning advancements in military medicine.
And very soon, don't forget, we are going to start telemedicine. And then with telemedicine, you can link up with other professionals, other colleagues outside the country. So I think the future of Air Force Medical is quite bright because we have very good, capable and very hardworking leaders.
Being a type of robotic procedure which is an area of interest of the Nigerian military, it is being touted as a solution to underdeveloped nations. The feat also comes after the Nigerian Air Force launched a telemedicine portal and also got approval from the West African College of Physicians to conduct residency training for its doctors at
Good to know we can handle such speedy surgical procedures in Nigeria. Now, primary health centers are to provide minor ailment and cater to minor ailment at community level. in Basasan Community, Kware local government area of Sokoto. The people have decided to invite medical personnel in this category to do more than just primary services. Shehu Mohammed Dati tells us more.
Wasansan village is a community of about 5,000 people located in Kware local government area of Sokoto State. Their major occupations are farming and cattle rearing. The community has one primary health center which was meant to treat minor illness. However, it has been turned into center for illegal surgeries for patients having hydrocele and hernia cases by a community health officer, Nura Muhammad, who is currently working with primary health care center in his hometown, Mayanchi, in Moru local government area of Zamfara State. Investigation shows that the community health worker had regularly been invited to the village by the locals since 2017 due to burden of taking their patients to Mayanchi in Zamfara, so they invite him to their village where he carries out surgeries in a room that lacks all that is needed for surgery. He also discharged his patients immediately after the operation, no matter the severity of their condition. Aliyu Bawa and Buba Sambo are among the patients operated on for hydrocele, while the village head, Hamza Muhammad, said his elder brother had also been operated on. The people were attracted by his low charges and effectiveness, stressing that in every 10 cases he treated, they hardly recorded problems.
I think there is certain subsidy which made them to be taking them to Mugwanti.
To saboda shina yi mana shi 10,000 aikin 20,000 wallahi nuna ne mun
can in ka tayi wani riba sai wajen 60,000 za a yi ma aiki ba nan ko kila ya ka 20,000 ko kasa ga haka na a yi ma.
Sokoto State Primary Healthcare Development Agency said the officer in charge of the Basansan Healthcare Center had been suspended and has liaised with Zamfara State Ministry of Health to arrest the community health worker.
His qualification is yet to be known because we are still waiting for the report. But nevertheless, whoever he is, hence he's not an employee of Sokoto State. And of course, even if he is, he don't have the capacity, he don't have the knowledge, he don't have the prerequisite qualifications that will make him to do that work. On that ground, we are not going to leave it to go as such.
While waiting for the outcome of the committee set up to investigate the matter, the community appealed for upgrading the Basansan primary health care for better service delivery.
Need for urgent intervention there. I think that's a serious case. Now, to break away is not the best, but using our differences to achieve better ideals should be our collective priority as a people. This is because no meaningful development can take place without unity and cohesion. All this took center stage at a unity march organized by members of the National Youth Service Corps across the country. Olayinka Ujo reports.
It is no longer news that Nigeria in recent times has been bemoaned with different challenges, beginning from insecurity to religion and ethnicity. Now, imagine what Nigeria would look like if the people choose to embrace one another in love, unity.
That most of the people you see around here now may not be showcasing the cultures of their states of origin.
All of these qualities are what these trustees of posterity showcased in this unity march. The different inscriptions on their placards and banners speaks volume, reminding all of the vision of Nigeria's founding fathers.
We cannot continue to allow this conflict to perpetuate itself, because that means we will not have anything to bequeath to the generation that is yet unborn.
With the federal government taking steps to find sustainable remedy to the various crises, the core members from different institutions, backgrounds, ethnic, religion, to mention a few, say their collective interest is to make Nigeria great.
It has helped in the unity of Nigeria. It has helped to give young people a platform to grow and become better people.
And it shows how NYC has integrated different tribes to think as one Nigeria.
And I also want to appreciate this country for giving young people like us the privilege.
I never in my life would have thought I would be in this position to be in an attire and then act like another person in another culture. It's really amazing. It really feels good to be an Igbo man today.
For Ibrahim Musa Suleja, those calling for the scrapping of the NYSC is uncalled for, as the 3 weeks orientation exercise has changed his perception of other ethnic groups.
I would love to see NYC in a state of in a state where it is even bigger than it is today, in a state where everybody would love to be in NYC, where even a primary school pupil will be hoping to join the NYC from his primary school, because it has attained a level where it has bring a lot of joy, harmony and togetherness to the youth in Nigeria.
The Unity March, the first of its kind in the history of the scheme, the core members say will linger in their hearts for a long time.
Peace Corps is a good initiative. I served in Damaturu, Yobe State, and that gave me an opportunity to learn a lot about the North. Now, time for our final break. We'll be back shortly.
Classes on television for students in secondary schools in English and mathematics will commence on the NTA. The revision classes will transmit Mondays to Fridays from 5 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. on the network service of the NTA. This is organized in preparation for the various national examinations and orders. This is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Education.
My name is Boss Mustafa, the Secretary to the Government and the Chairman of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19. I've just had the rare privilege of taking my first dose of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine, and I can tell you that we are doing very well in terms of our response and the administration of the vaccines all over the country. As strategic leaders, we are supposed to lead by example, and the President did precisely that on Saturday with the Vice President, and we are continuing in that particular direction. The essence of taking these vaccines is to help us really fight this COVID-19 virus, and the combination of the non-pharmaceutical measures and the vaccine is the way to go in 2021 and thereafter.
Come back. It can be uncomfortable having a partner who snores. For those who can't develop selective deafness, it could become irritating and unbearable, thereby posing a threat to the relationship. But there is hope for people who snore and their loved ones, as medical experts say it can be managed or even treated. From Imo State, Fortune Ozo reveals more on this.
Snoring is a grunting sound one makes while sleeping. Although it is a common condition that can affect anyone, it is more in men and those who are overweight. How does it feel to have a snoring partner, and how do snorers see the condition?
When I take 1 or 2 liquors of 3310, or as the case may be, Budweiser, if I go to have a short snap, I will snore, definitely. For me even to know that I snore is because I was told that I snore when I'm sleeping. My wife told me.
I find it very difficult and very uncomfortable to stay around somebody who snores.
I've been opportune to see someone that snores, I must say is irritating.
Why do some people snore and others don't? And how can it be managed or treated?
We look at obesity, we look at weakness of the muscles, soft tissues, we look at abnormalities of the skeletal area. We also now look at things like positioning. So the first thing is to reduce your weight reduction. The second thing we can do is to begin to carry out regular exercise. Now, you can also exercise the muscles of your throat. You can also exercise the tongue. When I coil my tongue, when I coil it, I'm exercising that muscle. You'll also notice that most times singers, musicians don't snore. Most of them don't snore, except some of them that are very obese.
Since snoring occurs when the flow of air through the mouth and nose is blocked, it is advised that people will adhere to the stipulated measures of its management and treatment to enable them and their loved ones get a good night's sleep.
Important thing is that it can be managed and even treated. Now, that's our serving today on Newsline, and we hope to see you again next week. And remember that United Nation is a force with enormous benefit. God bless Nigeria.
Classes on television for students in secondary schools in English and mathematics will commence on the NTA. The revision classes will transmit Mondays to Fridays from 5 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. on the network service of the NTA. This is organized in preparation for the various national examinations and orders. This is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Education. Revision classes on television for students in secondary schools in English and mathematics will commence on the NTA. The revision classes will transmit Mondays to Fridays from 5 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. on the network service of the NTA. This is organized in preparation for the various national examinations and orders. This is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Education.
NTA, you can't be Deutsch.
From dusk to dawn, 24 hours a day, NTA International is with you. In your living room, office, and everywhere, anywhere. We provide the company you desire in terms of balanced and up-to-date news, programs, and the best of entertainment. Tune in to DSTV channel 251, GoTV channel 91, Freeview channel 264, or live streaming via www.visiontv.co.uk. Application for iOS or Android. You can also see us on Facebook and YouTube for quality content on the go. NTA International, Africa's window to the world.
This is the network service of the NTA.
Since coming into office in 2015, the Buhari administration has recorded unprecedented achievements in all sectors, especially in the provision of infrastructure, which is the key to economic growth. Never in the history of this country has any administration done so much with so little. Recall that when this administration came into office, the price of crude oil, which provides for 80% of Nigeria's budgetary revenues and 95% of foreign exchange earning, dropped drastically, thus reducing the amount of resources available to the federal government. In spite of this, the administration has continued apace with massive infrastructure developments, covering rail, maritime, road, housing, bridges, water resources, power, aviation, health, agriculture, and others. And has in addition also embarked on a massive procurement of President Muhammad Buhari's second term. The Federal Ministry of Information and Culture has produced a documentary to showcase his president's achievements since assuming office in general and in the past 2 years in particular.
My name is Zainab Shamsuna Ahmed, the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning. This is the second anniversary of President Muhammadu Buhari's second tenure. There's a lot of work that has been done and a lot that has been achieved, but also we did face a lot of challenges. COVID-19, that is the black swan of the century, has actually hit the whole world very hard, even the strongest of economies, and Nigeria was not spared. But due quickly of the worst part of it by his directive, we have had to cut down on expenditure by reviewing our budgets and reviewing our medium-term plans. And we cut down the expenditure by applying the provisions we cut down to enable us to spend more in the healthcare sector. The President has consistently said we must invest in infrastructure, even as we're investing in human capital, that we must invest in infrastructure, because at the end of the day, that is what will bring about a sustainable economic growth. So he has been firm about us continuing to invest in major roads, in bridges, and in roads now, so that in the medium to long-term future, businesses will have a stable environment and business costs will come down in Nigeria. It is very important that we make these investments now. If we don't, if we're waiting to make these investments from revenue, then we will continue to lag behind in terms of infrastructure development, which is required for any developing economy within the country about the level of debt that we have taken. At 25% of our debt to GDP, it's one of the lowest debt to GDP that we have in the world today. Yes, we are struggling with revenue, but we're doing a lot of work to shore up our revenue. We have launched in the Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning a strategic revenue growth initiative since 2019, and we have been consistently ticking off on the key initiatives and targets that we have defined in those initiatives. Our revenue profile performance has been increasing. I'll give you an example. In 2018, our revenue performance was about 52%. In terms of 70%. The thing is, we have also been expanding the Nigerian economy, $450 billion GDP. We need to invest more as government to be able to act in the role that government is supposed to act as an enabler to drive economic growth in the country. So we have carefully planned, even from the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan, that we are going to be borrowing consistently up to over a period of 4 to 5 years. And then the not only of our borrowing, but the need to kickstart infrastructure investment. Unfortunately, COVID-19 happened. And because of COVID-19 and the crash in the crude oil price, we have had to borrow more in 2020 than we ever planned to borrow. Management strategy that was just approved by FEC made an assessment, and we have charted a path to steer the country into that reducing the level of borrowing. So this is supposed to be, as our revenue is increasing, we are reducing our borrowing. And it's a very delicate balancing act in view of the critical nature in which we find ourselves now, with increased need for investment in health, investment in education, investment in infrastructure. So there's so many competing demands. And then we have this increasing security situation also that is actually taking a lot of resources. So the president has given us our directive. He has said you must make sure you pay salaries and pay pensions, but you also make sure that the critical projects of roads, railway, airports, bridges, major infrastructure that are meant to drive the growth of the economy, that we consistently invest in them, even if we have to continue to borrow to do so.
Infrastructure remains a very, very important leverage for driving economic growth and inclusion. And the Ministry of Works and Housing has the responsibility to help improve the quality and the quantity of the road infrastructure assets, which are the roads and the bridges and the highways. At the moment, we have over 13,000 kilometers of road network under repair, reconstruction, or rehabilitation out of the existing 35,000 kilometers of federal road network. These 13,000 kilometers are comprising about 850 different contracts which the ministry superintends across Nigeria. So very slowly but surely we are fulfilling the mandate of our ministry to expand the connectivity of Nigeria's states and by extension the towns and villages through road transport. This is a major driver for the economy, not only in terms of movements of goods and services. One of the places where we did a recent survey showed that travel time has reduced from 120 minutes to about 60 minutes with the construction of the road. It showed that the cost of transporting goods has dropped from about 500 naira per bag to about 300 naira per bag. It also shows that movement of agro-produce increased from about 7,000 bags per season to about 43,000 bags. So you can see the impact of the road. Of course, people got employed, supplies are going on. So there's a lot going on through road construction. By our activity, we unleash a connectivity of economic activities. We unleash the supply of building materials. So mining industry kicks into place. People are mining for sand, for crushed stones, for bitumen, and so on and so forth. We also generate the supply chain of construction equipment, lubricants, diesel, fuel. So on the second Niger Bridge, for example, the amount of diesel to be consumed for that project is about 19 million liters of diesel and millions of cubic meters of sand, reinforcement, cement. So imagine this on 850 different contracts. So anywhere you turn in Nigeria, this supply chain ecosystem is being driven. And that goes down to MSMEs, who are at the bulwark of producing and supplying bitumen, asphalt, diesel, cement, reinforcement. This is not to talk about the laboratories. People may not know, we have laboratories testing every piece of material that goes into the road. The quality of cement, the mix, the quality of the diesel, the asphalt, the laterite, the water. So we have 165 laboratories occupied by technicians, geotextile, and so on and so forth. This does not factor in estate valuers who help us in enumeration for compensation. So it's a whole supply chain of professionals, not to talk of architects, design, supervision and engineering consultants. We also have subcontractors who supervise what the construction company is doing.
My name is Engineer Oluwaseyi Martins. I'm the Chief Resident Engineer and Project Supervisor of the Second Niger Bridge Project. The Second Niger Bridge Project is a project that has been conceived for a very long time, but it has finally come to life during this present administration. This project has a lot of socio-economic benefits, and it has impacted positively on the lives of the host communities, both in Anambra State and Delta State and Nigeria as a whole. On this project site, we have people who have been employed directly, numbering above 600. The economic impact of this project cannot be easily accessed because it is very far-reaching, and the presence of this project in Anambra State and Delta State is being felt far and beyond. The people are very happy. The host communities, they partnered with us because apart from the social benefits, indigenes are also employed on this project. We can see how their lives are being improved.
The housing solution we have developed is a multifaceted one. First, we have tried to lead a program to build what we think will be an acceptable and hopefully affordable housing type based on surveys we did in 2015-2016 and construction that started in 2017. And that's going on in 34 states as the National Housing Program.
Well, basically, we've almost come to an end of construction, almost. There'll be tidbits, a little bit of minor corrections here and there, but what we started in 2017 or 18 has come to a conclusion. I don't know if you were part of the process of going to Ibadan, you will see that the 10 or 11 stations are almost ready. Some of the underpasses are ready. Some of the overpasses are also ready, because at least Costain, the bridge in Costain that was demolished or that has been replaced. The second contract on Lagos Ibadan, which begins for a better metal to the seaport, is almost coming to a conclusion. There are one or two problems that we have encountered, which we are trying to address before the commissioning sometime in June. And then once that is concluded, we intend to move cargoes from the seaport up to Ibadan. So some people may have to move their cargoes to Kano from Ibadan, either at the warehouse or at the IDP, depending on how fast we can go with the IDP. You've seen how massive this complex is. It's part of the construction, and there are so many of such stations, not as big as this, that are presently at the point of conclusion. One is at Abuja, the other is at Ibadan. We intend to replicate some of this as we continue from Ibadan to Kano and other parts of the country that we are constructing railways. We'll be able to move the AK cargoes from Warri up to Itabe. That we have done.
We're on a train from Lagos to Ibadan. This DMU came in during the COVID. It was cleared and moved to Papalanto, and it was tested, tried before today. So this is the first time it's carrying a lot of people on the trip. We have 10 train stations on this route from Apapa to Monia in Ibadan. And this present government has done a lot on the train modernization. They came in and completed the Abuja Kaduna, and we have 9 stations there, 5 stopping stations and 4 crossing stations, making 9. And when we started in 2016, we started with 2 trips, then we later moved on to 8 trips. And we are talking about moving to 14 trips a day, and we have been able to send 10 DMUs, 10 coaches, and 2 locomotives new during this COVID period. And we are expecting from next week moving a set of DMU made up of 8 locomotives, 8 coaches, and 2 motor cars. At the same time, we have moved 10 coaches to Itakbe-Warri. We have 12 stations on the Itakbe-Warri line. It's about 312 kilometer length of track, and it's over 35 years old. And the government came and took it up, finished the track, built modern stationing, and the stations are finished. Working on the signaling. We all hope to start the commercial operation by the end of September, God's willing. And we are going to have 4 trips on that route. The 2050 from Kaduna to Abuja is 187 kilometer single track that was completed and put to use. And you have the Itakbe-Warri, 312 kilometer, not including the loops, completed, and Ibadan-Lagos from Ebute-Metta to a place called Moniya in Ibadan, about 156 kilometers, and from Ebute-Metta junction to the port, have 8 kilometers. But we are going to have about 16 kilometers within the port, the freight yard within the port. So if you add 156 plus 8 plus 16, 24 plus that's about 190 kilometers. And from Ebute-Metta to Apapa is a double line. So 156 times 2 is about 312 kilometers track that have been done. So we hope with things like this, enough, apart from the direct labor, that will be employed by Nigerian Railway Corporation. Between Itakbe and Abuja Kaduna, we have employed close to 4,000 people in our employment in Nigerian Railway Corporation. And we are hoping to engage another 1,830 people to operate on the modern track in Lagos.
We should understand that the well-being and the security of this country is the paramount to any government. Based on that, the armed forces is doing all what it can to ensure the constitutional responsibility of the government and the people is carried out. So, we are now faced with challenges on security right from 2015 when we first came to present date. And we are all, I think it's a topical issue. Everybody knows the circumstances why things are happening in the area of security and other form of banditry, criminality, and the rest of them. As far as the Ministry of Defense is concerned, we have been on it for a long time, and we had varied experience in the course of fighting the insurgency, the ISWAP, and the rest of them. And currently, I think we are on top of the situation. Prior to now, we are doing more of defensive activities to protect our bases and fight the war when we are challenged or when an objective is attacked. But right now, what we do is to carry the battle into areas where the banditries or the Boko Harams or whatever operating in that areas. We carry the battle to them. And this is mainly achieved by more intelligence we are getting from our field commanders and other sources that alert us and will go all out on the offensive to ensure that we did the needful to protect the lives of the people. As far as I'm concerned, before the coming of the new chiefs, what we do is defensive. But now we are on the offensive. And this offensive is carried out all through the area of the theater, with the master plan that we have to break them, let them concentrate wherever they like, and then later on we can break them. We know that this is their concentration. We can employ various services, the Air Force, the Navy, and the Army. And when we come to the banditry around the country, I think we have understood their mode of operations. All we need is to probably, with more intelligence, to protect the citizens around, so that nobody is captured for anything. Or if attacked, we can respond appropriately. And I think we are on top of the situation as far as banditry, kidnapping, and the rest. We are doing our very best to ensure that we reduce drastically the attacks on citizens of this country. The Nigerian Army has brought into its platforms the VT tanks, main battle tanks, the light tanks, 107, 105, wheel truck. Some days ago we launched the JF-17 in Makadi, and we have launched the helicopters, Augusta 135. We have the MiG helicopters, which can operate even in the night. We have the Super Tucano Mascas helicopters, and we are aware of the Super Tucanos that are about to be launched, maybe in July or soon thereafter. And the government is doing a lot to provide them with all the protection, the armored, fragment jackets, suit, helmet, and anything that will protect him in order for him to be confident in going to the battle area. I think that is well pursued, and most of the soldiers will be operating with full combat kit to enable them to do their professional job. If a soldier is well equipped and he has the training, I'm sure he will fight very well. And this, I think, will have the capacity, and our soldiers are not doing badly on that. But we are trying to improve on that so that their morale can be higher. The other thing about them is that we really have to think of their welfare in terms of their allowances, which Mr. President has graciously approved from certain amount to certain amount, which is now being given to the troops.
Revision classes on television for students in secondary schools in English and mathematics will commence on the NTA. The revision classes will transmit Mondays to Fridays from 5 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. on the network service of the NTA. This is organized in preparation for the various national examinations and orders. This is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Education.
Disaster occurs on frequent basis. Some we hear of, others we do not. Terrorism, flood, fire, earthquake, car or plane crashes, building collapse, and even armed robbery, each bringing assets and revenue loss, human mortality, and in 90% of survivors, great loss of hope. Flooding is the most common of all environment hazards, and it regularly claims over 20,000 lives per year and adversely affects about 75 million people worldwide. Nigeria has had its fair share. Who can say where the road goes, where the day flows, only time. And who can say your love grows as your heart shows, only time. Emergencies, as the name implies, are not set out to happen, but they can be planned or budgeted for. Disaster management may not avert emergency threats, but it will decrease the impact of disaster where well handled. It then brings to the fore the key phases to management of disaster: mitigation, response, recovery, preparedness, and prevention. Every citizen must be well acquainted with all of them. Wishing disaster away does not avert it. Rather, as put in the local parlance, a man of valor is only identified at a time of emergency. Let us always be prepared.
Hello and welcome. It's time for another interesting package of
Everything Music. This is Talking Movies.
In times of old, the world was full of wonder.
Welcoming you to your weekend for today.
Arise, oh compatriots. It's time to use our voice.
Beyond Six Packs.
Bills, 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 bills.
Pay the bills. Keep paying the telephone bills. Keep paying all my bills.
Welcome to Gallery.
Me and my paddies. London for what?
London for medicine.
Medicine for what?
Medicine for coffee.
Are you sickness?
To our illness. Welcome to Gist Zone.
Alright, my name is the Eselucien Wego One. Ona nyokoko nyonyo.
This is the network service of the NTA.
You may have heard the story time and time again. The story of Nigeria, a land of many tribes, languages, different views and different people. From the desert on the edge of the Sahara, through the cattle grazing pastures, to the mineral hills of the Central Plateau, down to the coast and the swamps of the River Niger. This is a land of beauty, and definitely a land with history.
I was quite conscious of the fact that, there was an event taking place in Nigeria around that time, and it was even made more dramatic. And they even, composed a song that we have to sing as we'll be marching past on October 1st, at the parade ground. And I remember, for instance, that they said, Nigeria, we are independent. We have, acquired our independence from the British, and we are a happy country. Something of that nature.
From amalgamation in 1914, Nigeria, along with her diverse people and interests, consistently sought for good governance that meets ambition and complex peculiarities. 6 decades after independence, the country is rallying to fulfill our desire for development under democracy. It has been a complex journey with lots of learning curves. The pre-independence era was very productive for the colonialists. Cocoa in the west, palm kernel in the east, cotton, groundnut, hides and skin in the north. These comparative advantages of the regions were carried over to the regional politics that characterized the First Republic.
Politics of the First Republic was based on federalism constructed around the 3 regional poles, subsequently 4 poles with the creation of the Midwest. And it involved controlling your region and then using regional power to project and control national power.
The regions were, during the First Republic, were large and they were productive. Productive not in terms of even, bringing, government services, but that, they were able to actually put in place policies that enable people to, on their own, generate resources to run the government.
It lasted 6 years. In the years that followed, money politics, ethnic chauvinism, corruption, and other undemocratic practices dictated the direction of governance. Between 1966, when the first military incursion into politics began, and 1979, when civil rule was restored, Nigeria dealt with the trauma of civil war and euphoria of states' creation. The country remained resilient. In 1979, the military government led by General Olusegun Obasanjo conducted elections and handed over power to the Shehu Shagari civilian administration. But it was short-lived as the men in khaki bounced back for another stint between 1983 and 1999.
I, Olusegun Obasanjo.
Nigeria was once more on the democratic lane. Under the presidential system of government, separation of powers vertically among federal, state and local government, and horizontally amongst executive, legislature and judiciary flourished. But as players in the democratic exercise began to establish their turfs, it became apparent that reforms needed to be introduced.
When there are agreements and disagreements, it's a reflection of the crossfire of our political centripetal and centrifugal proclivities. This is not abnormal.
Critical to sustainable democracy is the concept of periodic elections.
But this time around, Nigerians decided it was better to learn how to improve the system